Yo, what's going on? It's Volcano Beats live from the lab. My lab, not the lab. The lab, I'm usually in Pots and Pan Audio, you know, the studio, but today I'm in my lab with all my drum machines, all my synthesizers, this Volan right here. I'm reporting live from here to bring my 3 topics this week, so do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get it going. All right, let's get into that first topic, man. I was hollering at my man Purple Spells about it, fam north too. This is the first time I ever copped a product like the week it came out, man. I feel like I'm copping some Jordans or something. So geeked, I feel bougie. I'm all type of feelings going through. What am I talking about? Got it right here. Akai APC64. The brand new device for Ableton. Everybody know I'm an Ableton fanboy and Akai. You can see it in the background. I'm a Akai dude. So I got literally like 5 or 6 MPCs around here, and I'm not even exaggerating. This is my 60 right here, got my 3000 down there, got my 1000 right there, my live back there. So everybody know I love Akai, and they did not disappoint with this joint, man. I was laughing when I first saw it come out. I'm like, man, this is like the push 1 all over again, because for you that don't know, Akai made the first push, and then Ableton took it over and made push 2. So Akai really never made a device that competed with push, in my opinion, until this one. So this is like a push killer, in my opinion, man. If it's not that new push that's like, that got the standalone CPU in it, this is a push killer. What does this joint do? Obviously it controls push, but it's also a super dope MIDI controller as well as this MIDI sequencer. It's an 8-track sequencer. It's a simple sequencer. It don't have like a lot of options as far as like ties and like ratchets and stuff like that you want in your sequencer. Like my Pro 3 up there can do way more, keeping it real. The Pro 3, I think it's 16 channels on that joint. So that keyboard's got more channels than this, but it's still a dope sequencer to have. It's got CV outs, you can see that. It's 8 CV outs. Might see it a little bit better. We got the MIDI in, out, and through. It came with like 3, those, you know, those jacks, the TRS, the mini TRS to like 5-pin DIN cables. It comes with 3 of them, so that's dope. It's got USB-C and USB-A cables, so when I'm working on my laptop, I can use it no problem. When I'm working on my Mac Mini in the lab, I can use it no problem. So this joint for me personally, this is gonna be my show piece, man. Like basically they solved a lot of my problems, because I was doing live sets and stuff on my MPC is dope, but like having the power of Ableton in a live set, and it's pretty dope, like beat sets and stuff like that. So I'm gonna probably bring my laptop, this, and my MPC and get loose, man. So yeah, this thing is nice, man. It's a welcome addition. If you ever had an Ableton pad, like Ableton, I wouldn't call them a pad controller, but an Ableton, I don't know what you want to call them, man. Controller. You know all the different pads for the different scenes and the different things you can trigger, which is perfect for a live setting when you're doing stuff on the fly. Yeah, it's not much to say about it, man. Cause like I said, we've seen it before. They just packaged it in a dope package, made it affordable. It's only like 400 bones, half the price of push. It's got a couple things that push don't have. Obviously, the glaring thing that's missing is the big screens that push has. It has one little screen at the bottom that shows you like what you're doing, but other than that, it's not a lot. So it comes with like a companion software that you can program it. So if you're using it as just a MIDI controller, it's phenomenal, because you can program everything on here to do whatever you want. So for somebody like me, like I say, I'm using some of my keyboards or something. Let's say I have a set, I got my Ableton, and I may bring like the Minilog XD desktop to trigger some sounds. I can quickly boop, hit the button, switch it over to MIDI mode. Now I'm triggering stuff on the Minilog. So it's dope, man, outside of Ableton. So yeah, and like I say, the CV outputs are clutch, because what you can't see behind me, like I got some modern classics on left and the right, but everything behind me has no MIDI. It's all CV. I got my SH09, my Prodigy over there, my MS-10, my MG1. Yeah, I got like a lot of pre-MIDI joints. So it's nice to have these 8 outputs. So honestly, these 8 outputs that go perfectly with those 4 keyboards. so I can control my pitch and my gate. So yeah, it's dope, man. I take it. I haven't really gotten to it because you can see these got the these are old school joints, so they got the full size jacks on them. So I have to get those cables that go out from the small jack to the big jacks. But still, I got a few of them because of the grandmother. But yeah, man, it's an A+ for sure. Like I say, this joint came out like literally a week ago, week and a half, and I got it. And it's like literally one of the first pieces of gear I ever got like the week it came out, because I was super geeked when I saw it, because it was something that I was like missing. You know what I'm saying? I grabbed the Push 2 when they first came out. I never had a Push 1. I grabbed the Push 2 when they first came out, and the Push 2, it was like doing extra stuff that I didn't need, because for years I had been using Ableton on a laptop, and I had programs. So when you use Ableton, you're a power user, you know all your numbers are not mapped inside of the software at all. So you can map all of those to do whatever you want to do. So I always map those numbers. So I didn't need to push to do a few, like a lot of, I would say like control, like far as like transport control stuff, I already had those mapped, man. Like I already had like quick hot things mapped. So when Push 2 came out, I didn't really have a use for it. So just getting more into deep and different workflows of how I'm using Ableton made me want to come back to like a controller, because like I had a couple live sets and I was using like wireless Akai keyboard and a wireless Akai pad thing, and I had a wireless the knob one, the Akai one, not wireless but one of those little Akai knob things. So I go to a show with like 3 of those little things, and it was cool, but having this is gonna change like the way I'm working in addition to those. So if I take this, my laptop, and that's another thing too, let me not discount the fact that for a while I was scared and didn't want to use my computer like in a live setting because it's a computer. But now we got the M1 chips, man. Like these programs don't crash like they used to because it's running a little bit more stable. We got a little bit more processing power. So I was always scared. So that's why I really went away from like using Ableton, doing stuff in a live setting, and I was using my MPC Live. But now I'm back, man. Now I got a controller to do it with. I'm gonna be digging into this joint. I've been using it for like the last few days. It's funny, I grabbed it and it was sitting for like 4 days. I just wanted to make sure I had it. And then I looked at it like, what's wrong with you, dude? You ain't even using this. Let's do this. So I've been using it the last couple days. Like I say, it stands up to the Akai test, because the Akai always make dope products that they serve their purpose. You know what I'm saying? They may not always be the most glamorous thing, but like they serve their purpose. And this one feels decent. It's not heavy. It's not crazy. And like I said, I love it, the fact that it can be as a standalone MIDI controller. That's what's dope about it. And sequencer. So yeah, the Akai APC64, man. Got it, loving it. I'm gonna give like a 6-month like rehashing and see if I still love it in 6 months, or if it like totally pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We will see. But right now, it's butter. I'm taking it. All right, cool. Topic 2, we're gonna get into the Softube Console MK3. It's the new joint. Just came out a couple weeks ago. I've been seeing people with videos up about it. It's cool. It looks like they tried to do some things to go away from being SSL heavy. It seemed like this one is leaning more towards like Neve. It looks more like Neve-ish when I look at it. Obviously, what is it? It's like a controller for like controlling your sessions, controlling the plugins that come with it. You buy plugins, their plugins that work with it. So it's cool if you already got a Console 1. I had a Console 1 briefly, the MK2. I bought it. I never had the fader joint. I bought the regular one. I had it for a while, but it was too much weird stuff that went along with like using it inside of my sessions. It was dope that they made like a little way that you use it on console, which was nice. When I was using it like that, I remembered I was impressed with how it just worked. First time I saw it was at NAMM, and of course it's gonna work perfectly there. They worked out all the kinks, but it never worked the way it worked at NAMM for me. So I had it briefly, I sold it, and it was weird because you couldn't tell the difference. Like the the regular person that didn't have them, you can't tell the difference in MK1 and MK2. So I guess that's why they went extreme with this one and made it look totally different. So you can tell, because technically at the end of the day, it's just a software controller, just like the other ones were. But this new one, like I say, it seemed like they went more the way of like not making it like SSL heavy, because the first two, that's what it was like. It was like, that was the goal of it, like you got the British 4K plugins and all that for you to make you feel like you're using an SSL. So it seems like from the reaction videos and like the videos I've seen, it seemed like they kind of didn't solve some of the problems with it. What's the problems with Console 1? Console 1 does not really work with other plugins that well. That's the problem with it. It literally would work better if they did like a Akai NKS or whatever, like how Akai just opened it up for other plugin companies to like build their thing into it. Console 1 would be phenomenal if they did that, but they didn't do it again. I believe it's like it's a lane for this, because you got the SSL, which is dope. You got just regular class compliant like Mackie control services like the PreSonus as well. That's if you don't use Studio One. But there is still a market for like hands-on customizable feel. And I think the SSL may do that a little bit better. I'm literally saving up for SSL right now. And they all are expensive, because this joint now is $8.99. I think it was like $3.99 when I bought it. It went up to $4.99. Now this joint is $8.99, which is like kind of crazy in my opinion, because just simply put, I'm not buying anything for $8.99 that ain't Signal not running through. I'm sorry. That's a lot of money to buy something. That's why I haven't really bought the SSL yet. We'll see Black Friday if it go on sale, but I'm not buying anything for $8.99 that Signal is not going through. I'm sorry. I know we living in a world where the plugins are almost as good as the real thing, but as you can see, I like the real thing, and I bought a lot of this stuff for less than $8.99. Like literally, I'm looking around like, yeah, I bought a lot of this stuff for less than $8.99, man. So yeah, it's a good switch up. I'm glad they made a version that doesn't look exactly like the other two. That's dope. But like a MIDI controller that don't process sound at all for like $1,000, like, cause that's $1,000 after tax, bro. Y'all wildin'. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I usually don't talk about stuff I don't like, cause I don't want to give a negative, like I'm like trying to crap on something, but that's crazy to me. Like that thing should be like the same price, $4.99. Softube, I'm sorry, I'm not copping that one. I honestly was looking, they had the MK2 and the Fader thing on sale for like a G a couple months ago. They had me on the fence. I was about to cop it, but I was wondering like why they got these on sale like this, because the Fader joint was like $600 and that joint was like $500-$600. So I'm like, why they giving us $200 off brand new, and they giving us plugins with it? That's why they was bringing MK3 out. So now we see it, now it's here. I'm not gonna cop it, but if you're a fanatic of the Console 1, somebody's a fanatic. They wouldn't be still making these joints. And if you check Reverb, it's a lot of them for sale, and it's a lot of them have been sold if you check the sold listing. So yes, it's a market for it, so I feel them, but it's double the price, and I'm not rocking with that. I think MK1 was like $2.99, so they went up with every one of them. MK1 was like $2.99, I think. MK2 was $3.99, then it went up to $4.99. Now they want $8.99 for MK3. Well, Faders was $5.99. Now they want $8.99 for MK3, and nah, I can't rock with that one. I'm sorry. That's too much money for a MIDI controller. I'm sorry, man. Like my Adams, it cost me like $8.99. That's crazy. Let's move on. Here we go. Last but not least, my 3 this week. Number 3 is Cherry Audio's PS-3300. What is it? It's basically MS-20, MS-10 on steroids. It's from like, it's a replication or recreation of a synth from back in the 70s that probably nobody has ever put their hands on, man. The PS-3300 is the namesake, the Korg. So it's basically 3 full synths, 3 full polyphonic synths in one semi-modular like box. It's nuts, man, that they was like on another planet with it. And it's like almost, it's like a little bit bigger than like a ARP 2600. So just imagine like an ARC 2600 with all the patching capabilities and all the different modules. You got that inside of a box that got actually 3 synthesizers in it. It's nuts, man. Like I say, I copped it just for the fact that they said they only made 50 of them back in the 70s, 1977. That's nuts, man. So it's a monster, man. Like, it's literally like 24 oscillators going. Like, if you put it in the mode that controls the whole synth is 24 oscillators. That's crazy. They added a lot of modern features. That you do a lot of patching, like almost unlimited patching. You can patch out of the same ports to different stuff. It's crazy, man. Like we could do that in real life too, but like we lose some of the strength because of like voltage is actual voltage, CV is actual voltage. So patching multiple things out of things sometimes don't work how you want, and it might give you those happy little occurrences. But on here, the plug-in, you can actually do it with no problem. So that's phenomenal. Like I say, Cherry Audio, what can I say, man? I made a video about how close the Moog Rogue and a surrealistic MG1 was. Yeah, look at it right there. I made that about 2 years ago when they brought it out, and that thing was spot on. It was crazy. Like, I sold my Rogue for a second, man, and I'm kind of mad I sold my Rogue because my Rogue was in perfect condition. My Rogue it was older than me. I don't know why I sell a synth that's older than me without a scratch on it. And I didn't need the cash. I just sold it just about talking about, I got the plug-in, I don't need it. So I ended up getting the MG1 again. Cherry Audio, man, they killing it. Like, other than like Arturia, Cherry Audio is the kings of like this replication stuff. I keep saying replication. Recreation stuff, man, that they doing. That Jupiter 4 they got, I live by it. When I'm gonna buy a Jupiter 4, I'm never gonna buy a Jupiter 4. I probably have to sell everything I got to get a Jupiter 4, man. So give me the $60 plug-in. I love the plug-ins because of that. And this PS-3300, it don't disappoint, man. I wish I could actually play one of those joints in real life, but they said they only made like 50. So it's probably only about half of that still in existence in the world somewhere right now. So just think about that, man. That's pretty dope that they was able to get. I think it was like a project. It's like a preservation project. They was working with a company that was preserving one of them. So they actually got one that was like restored, and then they made the plug-in off of it. So A1, top notch, buy it, collect all the Cherry Audio plugins like they Skittles, like they Pokemon cards or something, because I haven't had one that disappointed yet, man. I got the Jupiter 4 one. I got the Surrealistic. I got the Juno one. I got the other PS they had. Which one? I got the Oberheim one, the 8 voice. Man, I'm collecting things like Pokemon cards. I'm gonna have all of them. They gonna have a sale for Black Friday. I'll probably cop the rest, because if you really think about it, you cop all of their plugins, it's still less than what the V collection costs. You probably end up paying like half of what the V collection costs. And it's worth what the V collection costs, because you get like 10 of them joints and they all phenomenal. So yeah, Cherry Audio, they knocked it out of the box again. Definitely is a cop. Definitely should rock with it, because it's a sound. Because that's why I got the MS-10, because the old Korgs got a weird sound, man, and it's hard to even like describe it. I was about to cop that one, I think the micro Korg that came back out, but I'm like, nah, I want to cop a real one from the 70s if I want to cop one, because those 70 Korgs, they weird. So I'm literally thinking about copping like a VC10 and like a full-size MS-20 from back then. I don't want the new MS-20. So yeah, those Korgs from the 70s got magic, man. If you got a chance to cop one for cheap, because they get expensive. So if you got a chance to cop one for cheap, especially one of the PS lines, cop that joint immediately, because those Korgs from the 70s, the filter is weird. Like the way the envelope, like not the filter, like the, I was about to say the envelope generator, the modulation generator is weird on them, man. Like, so like they give crazy tones. Like I had mine up for sale, and then I turned it on to start using it. Let me take that listing down, man, because I'm not gonna get that sound from another one. That's the MS-10. So yeah, when I get that VC10 added, yeah, that's gonna be nice. So yeah, man, those corks, I love the corks from the 70s. I'm gonna get myself a micro cork eventually. But right now, I'm gonna rock with this PS plug-in and make it do what it do.